Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I just got back from the theaters. I just watched the movie Sinners. So, first I'll do a no spoiler and then I'll get into spoilers. No spoiler review, this is a good movie. This is objectively a good movie. I would even say it's a masterpiece. I'm dog tired, guys. It's 12 a.m. Me and my sister went to see the late showing. I'm dog tired, but it was worth it. I feel like I expanded my brain a little bit after watching that. Which is weird to say. I definitely feel like this is a movie white people would like and should see. It'll be a little cultural, what's the word called? Like cultural competency course or whatever. So it's a timepiece. It's definitely a timepiece, and I feel like that will kind of throw you off in the beginning, but it matters like towards the end. It really, really matters. I feel like, and it's plot relevant, obviously. I feel like there was a little bit that flew over my head just because of how late it is at night. But I do feel like for the most part, I did like get and understand what all went down. I feel like the storytelling was very circular in a good way, right? There's this thing that my writing fiction teacher in college said that I'll never forget. This student turned in a story where the story was called Cricket, and the main character, her name was Cricket. And then like at the end of the story, like there's this big car accident and then crickets are chirping like in the night. And the teacher was like, okay, this was like circular, like in a bad way. Like, what do the crickets represent? Like, why are there crickets at the beginning? Why is the character's name Cricket? Why are there crickets at the end? Like, what is the point? Like, are you saying something with that? And the author was not saying anything with it. It was just circular for no reason. It was just callbacks for no reason. The teacher even said, like, I'd see if this was like a character who felt as small as a bug or whatever. That's besides the point. The point I'm making there is that circular storytelling is effective when it's effective, and it's what the fuck when it's what the fuck. This is definitely an example of effective circular storytelling. So this movie, I would say, is definitely a 9 out of 10. Definitely go see it. It's worth the watch. I only say 9 because it starts kind of slow, but I do understand that it starts like slower, so you get to know the characters, so you're attached to some of the characters for that reason, right? Let's get into spoilers. So this movie starts like rural, whatever, two twin brothers. I definitely feel like this was a movie written for Michael B. Jordan. I cannot picture any other actor playing this part but Michael B. Jordan, and he killed it. One complaint I do have, so we're not in spoilers yet, or we kind of are, whatever. Listen at your own risk at this point. There's two brothers, Stack and Smoke, right? I could not tell them apart for the life of me. I didn't care. One is wearing maroon, one is wearing gray or blue or whatever, so you're supposed to tell them apart by that, but I can't keep up with that shit. It was hard to kind of tell them apart, mostly because they both had the same personality. So it's like, if you're doing a piece where there's twins and it's the same actor playing both twins, oh, it's this twin because he's wearing red, it's this. No, your viewer will not remember that shit unless it's like in your face, like this twin is wearing red lipstick or some shit like that. But what should set twin characters apart is personality. Oh, I know that Smoke because he does this. Oh, I know that Stack because he does this. Okay. But no, for me, it was hard to keep up with. I couldn't tell them apart. So one thing I'll say culturally is Michael B. Jordan was in some hot water when he first blew up, right? Because he would only go on yachts with white women and light women. And so, anytime a black man gets really popular, it's off the backs, it's from the wallets of black women. And so black women like to see black men hanging out with black women to know that they fuck with black women, pretty much. And so he got into some hot water because on his yachts, at his little parties or whatever, he would only be with white women. So then, boom, months later, he started dating Lori Harvey. And that was, oh, like, look, no, I like black women, right? So in this movie, I feel like they intentionally tried to balance it out because he's in love with this character who's 25% black. So she's very white passing. She's white. Like, let's call it what it is. She's 25% black or whatever. And the other twin, his love interest, is this busty, you know, not size 0 black woman. So they tried to balance out the whatever. Whatever you want to fucking, whatever think piece the folks are going to make. So I think that was intentionally done. I thought that was creative. I thought that was even well done. Shit. So you do have I don't know, there's something for everyone in this movie, in my opinion. So one thing that I didn't like, besides the fact that I couldn't tell the twins apart, that's one thing. That's why this is a 9, not a 10 out of 10. Also, another reason why it's a 9, and 9 closer to 8 rather than closer to 10, is because it starts very, very slow. But again, I realize it starts slow so you can get to know and love the characters, and you really do. Like, when certain characters die, it kind of really hurts. Like, I'm not gonna lie. So I've never seen a vampire movie. That's what this is, by the way, spoiler alert. I've never seen a vampire movie from this perspective, from this, like, time era with black people. Like, there's just something so fun and camp about, like, hey, are you gonna let me in? And they're like, why don't you just come in? You're fucking 500 pounds. Just push past us and come in. What, man? Nigga, let me in. What the fuck? Like, what are you talking? Like, that colloquialism, right? Being from that time period, being black people, that was so fun, especially in the theater I was in. That was just so fun. Never been really done before. It was a vampire movie like you've never seen before. And just for my final thoughts, this feels like a really fast video, but I'm dog fucking tired. My final thoughts is, I feel like the ending, right? So at the end, we see that, well, anyway, hold on. My ADHD is like acting up right now. So the movie is following this guy, Sammy, he wants to be a musician. It was reminding me of Disney's Coco, right? And then by the end of the movie, it turns into Rambo. Anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. So Sammy wants to play guitar, but his dad's a pastor, and he's like, no, music is of the devil, blah, 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 blah. Like, come preach. You're going to be a preacher when you grow up or some shit. And Sammy's like, I don't know about that. So the twins show up. The twins are Sammy's cousins. And they're like, hey, you're going to help us with our fucking saloon we're opening, or bar, or whatever the fuck, club. So Sammy goes, and we're collecting characters, friends along the way. And the whole gag is that the twins went to Chicago, got rich somehow, came back, and bought this windmill that they're turning into a fucking club. And they bought it from these like racist white men. And they make a point to say, like, oh, the Klan is gone. Like, the KKK is gone. That's over with. What? What are you talking about? This is post-slavery, by the way. I should have said that in the beginning, but again, my head is like, ah. So, you know, the people come to the saloon, they have a good time, they play music, they play the blues. There's this wacky, out-of-this-world scene where it's like, the blues started everything. It started all music. And, you know, there's like future, past, everything colluding at once, and it's like, what the fuck? And these white characters come in, they're vampires, and they're like, hey, will you let us in? And you already know, like, they're fucked up, there's something wrong with them, no, do not let them in. And so the twins are like, nah, you guys can't come in. And they're like, we'll walk away, but very slowly, just in case you change your mind. So they walk away, but in reality, they just sit and wait. And the mixed girl, who presents as white, she's like, I'm gonna go talk to them. I'm gonna go see like if they're gonna spend money and see what they're up to. So she goes out, she sits next to them, she's like, what the fuck is you guys' deal? And they're like, cult, 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 cult. And she's like, my mom just died. Oh my God, I could really use a cult right now. And they bite her, and she goes in there, and the guy at the door lets her in, and she bites one of the twins, kills him, and that's kind of what starts like the climax of the story. Rising action, climax, whatever. So she, they're all killing each other or whatever. They're throwing the people who get bit outside because they have to be invited in, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, my final comments is just that, I feel like a lot went over my head. I definitely feel like this is something I have to rewatch because I am dog tired. But what I got from it was like, because at the end, they're killing vampires and shit, stake to the heart, killing vampires, all kinds of shit. 2 of them get away. One is the twin that got bit by the mixed girl, and the other is the mixed girl. They both got away. They were not killed. So, they lived on for ever and ever and ever and ever. They're still young, they're still beautiful. At the end of the movie, Sammy is still a musician. He did not listen to what his father said. He still plays, blah, blah, blah. And he's at this diner. He's this famous rich musician. And 2 people get invited in. And you're just waiting to see who the fuck it is. It's the twin brother who got bit and is a vampire. And it's the mixed girl. So they come in and they're like, bro, we're like a big fan of you, my brother didn't kill me that night. He just told me to stay away from you, let you live the rest of your life. And I did. Yeah. Cool, we love your music, bro. And he plays for them one last time. And they're like, you're gonna die pretty soon. Like, you're old. And he's like, And then they leave. And so the way I interpreted all of that was like, oh, by the way, at the end, the KKK actually do arrive and they try to kill everyone. And they're not there because they were all killed anyway and turned into vampires and then killed at stakes to the heart and whatnot. So the twin that was not bit goes and shoots them all Rambo style and then dies and then meets his busty woman in the afterlife because she dies too. Anyway, what I take from all of this is like, so I was a little like, I don't like the fact that they're alive at the end, the mixed girl and the twin, because they went in there killing people and blah, 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 like biting them in the neck and whatnot. I didn't like that, but like, I reframed my thoughts because I'm like, this is it's like kind of Final Destination in a way. It's like, these are people who were going to die by the end of the night anyway, because the KKK was coming to kill them, right? And so instead of dying in that fashion, they were like changed into vampires. And they still have all their memories and stuff intact. So it's like not technically like they were dead. I guess they still kill people and still bite and turn people, I guess. I don't know. That's not that much explored, but the circular storytelling was really good. Like the callbacks and stuff was really good in the movie. I'm still processing it. I still don't know what to think about it exactly, but I was a little bit pissed that they were alive at the end. I did think that Sammy was going to kill them with the silver in his guitar like he did the main white guy who was turning people. But no, he lets them live. And he says, like, that night where everyone died, that was the best night of my life. And then the vampire brother is like, yeah, me too. The last time I saw, like, a sunrise, that was the last time I saw my brother. So it's kind of like, oh, like, he kind of romanticizes his brother now. Like, he romanticizes his death as well. Like, I turned, and that was the end of a chapter. And I can no longer enjoy this thing, this beautiful thing, which is the sunrise. And it's symbolic because I can no longer enjoy my brother either. So they're like all of that good stuff has had its own death. And now it's just me and this girl. I don't know. So I kind of didn't dig the ending that much with that, but I did think it was um, interesting. And I definitely am going to soak in some people's opinions to see what the fuck people are making out of this. Yeah, personally, I wish they all died. But then again, I take into the context like, but the KKK were going to kill them all. So wouldn't I rather there be like survivors, even if they're in vampire form? So I don't know. I don't know what to make out of it. I don't know what the like as a black person, I feel like I'm supposed to know what the subtext is, but I don't. Like I don't know what the subtext is. Maybe that's because I need to get some sleep, which I think I'm gonna do now. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about this movie. Let me know what you guys picked up on, like with as far as like subtext goes. Yeah, it's gone for me. Obviously, there's the whole, religious, like, hey, give up on your dreams and follow in my footsteps, follow the Lord, put the music down. It's not good for you, or whatever. Do shit my way. And he rejects his father, and he, the main character, Sammy, and he does what he loves, and he loves what he does. And that night was the catalyst to him living the future where he gets to do everything that he loves. Because in that night, everything just connected for him before shit hit the fan, obviously. Um, I just remembered, in passing, I saw somebody say, like, this movie is, like, crazy intimate. Like, you would never even imagine how intimate it is. And, like, you've seen movies where people are, like, stripped naked when they fucking shit. But there's no nudity in this film. And it's still, like, the sex scenes are still somehow so intimate. And I agree with that. I was like, what the fuck? Like, there's a scene where the mixed girl spits in one of the twins' mouths and shit. And she's like, he's like, you're drooling. And it's like vampire, like, nut drool. And she's like, do you want some? And he's like, and she spits in his mouth. It's disgusting. Anyway, very funny. Like, black culture aspects of it, very fucking hilarious. The let me in, bro. What the fuck are you doing? Say, so can I come in? Are you gonna let me in? Like, that shit was hilarious. That shit had me dying. And then there's like even some really good and creative jump scares. The cinematography is gorgeous. I'm gonna go to sleep. So just let me know what you guys think in the comments.